Hey, thanks for clicking this video. Just a friendly reminder, this is a clip from my previous live stream, and if you want to catch me live in action so you can join the conversation, just remember I live stream Sunday through Friday. That's 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time, and I'm going to post the time right here because I know some people don't want to Google. So nevertheless, go ahead and enjoy this video. Someone like Stephen A. I'm sorry, I apologize, guys. Hey, we don't call him Stephen A. Smith. We call him Sucker Ass Smith over here, okay? And you can tell him, tell his mama, tell his daddy, tell his uncle. That's what we call him over here. But someone like Sucker Smith, we know he's a political grifter. We know he's an opportunist. We know he is all bark and no bites, just another big mouth behind the mic. We know that. Okay, that's nothing new over here. But it is certain characteristics that an individual will have to let you know if an event or some sort of scandal, dare I say, was to happen. We could be like, yeah, that kind of fits that type of person. You see what I'm saying? Like, it kind of makes sense. And someone like Stephen A. Smith, some of these characteristics I see within him comparing or going along with the story that we're about to hear. It makes sense. One, he's greedy. He's a capitalist. So in nature, those type of people are greedy. That's check number one. Number two, self-centered. We hear him day in and day out talking about worry about yourself. Do what you have to do to get that money and make sure that you succeed. Forget everybody else. Worry about yourself. That's check number two. And number three, but definitely not least, we have morally bankrupt. You have no moral compass. You have no moral awareness. And you just do things, once again, that benefits you. You don't care if you're selling out your own people. You don't care if you're selling your own soul. You do what you got to do to make that extra dollar. Just to make that extra zero on that check. You're willing to do whatever, whenever, however, to whoever, just to make that happen. And people, we don't want that type of person in our political conversations. So it doesn't surprise me that he is now taking part of this gambling scandal. And if you're saying, hey, Superior, what the hell are you talking about? Well, let's listen to Mr. CoffeeZilla, who is known to expose and talk about people, celebrities, within these type of scandals. This is what he does for a living, okay? So let's go ahead and take a listen to see what Sucker Ass Smith got himself into.
Our society has to be get the bag at any cost. It's perpetuated across our culture somehow, and now people don't care how morally dubious or unethical their actions are. As long as they're getting money, they don't care. And case in point, we're going to talk about today, Stephen A. Smith. Okay, first we're going to talk about just how much he doesn't care about all sorts of issues, which we learned a few months ago when he talked about, Epstein.
And before we continue, for guys who and gals who don't know, the black lines is for copyright purposes. Once again, if you hold the phone back like 2 feet and squint, you won't even see the lines. But once again, this is for copyright purposes. And we call him Sucker Ass Smith around here. I'll send an email to CoffeeZilla to make that correction in the next video.
In an uproar off the Epstein list? That's all you've got? It's really, really surprising that this matters. Of course, I think there's a list, but I don't know. I suspect, but I have no knowledge, nor do I care. It's Friday night. I'm getting ready to go out and enjoy myself. I'm getting ready to have a nice weekend. I can give a damn about the client list, the Epstein client list. It has no effect on me whatsoever. I have a life.
Stephen A. Smith has a life, guys. Stephen A. Smith only cares about what affects Stephen A. Smith. And you know what affects him? Money. More money. He doesn't have enough money. He's the top paid ESPN media commentator, but he doesn't have enough of the sweet dineros, which is why a couple days...
Now, once again, that plays a part into his character. Once again, I'm not in no Epstein list. I know that for a fact, okay? But we should hold people accountable for being pedos and especially being in positions of power. We need to hold them accountable. Has nothing to do with me, but hey, guess what? I partake in this country. And we believe, at least on paper, that no matter who you are, how much money you got, or what position you claim, you need to be held responsible. That's what that's about, sucker ass Smith. Sucker ass Smith. That's what that's about. It's not about you, per se. And the guy wants to be in politics? What is going on here? But okay, I digress. Let's continue.
Days ago, he released this AI-generated ad of him pushing solitaire betting from your phone. So gambling on solitaire with other players. Now you're going to come to find out that not everything is as it seems. Okay, not only down to the bad AI job they did on some of this. The guy, obviously, you always know it's an AI face when they go,
"You letting solitaire cash distract you during the game?"
And of course, this all plays off of one of Stephen A. Smith's other controversies. This was when he got caught playing solitaire at the NBA Finals. Obviously, his job, he's super well paid in order to, get paid to commentate on the game. He replies, "Yep, that's me. Who would have thought I can multitask, especially during timeouts?" But when somebody actually posted the video, it wasn't a timeout at all. Like, there were people clearly on the court playing the game. You can see that right here. And of course, he's playing solitaire. So this whole ad is kind of a reaction to this. It's the brain rot of like PR type people where they're like, hey, we should use your controversy and milk it for dollars. That's the origin of Hawk Tuah, right? Let's leverage.
And that is a damn shame. That is a shame. That reminds me of Kevin Hart. And once again, I have nothing against Kevin Hart. I don't look to him for political commentary or political advice. But you will see Kevin Hart on any and every ad. I saw him as a little gingerbread midget thing, making snow angels in powder. I didn't even know what the ad was for. I just seen Kevin Hart there. But we already know Kevin Hart would do anything and everything for some money. So, okay, that's cool. But why would we want that kind of personality talking about politics? And ladies and gentlemen, that's why, hence the name of the channel, why I hate politics. We can't have greedy, self-centered people like that in these conversations. I'm sorry. I know this is a free country, freedom of speech, yada, yada, yada. But unfortunately, that's how we got to where we're at today. Unfortunately. So maybe we need to have a higher standard when inviting people like Sucker Ass Smith in these political conversations.
Leverage your embarrassing moment to make more money and sell gambling to people. So of course, that's what this is. That's what the whole AI premise is. And the ads about how solitaire isn't the distraction, basketball is the distraction, and everything in life is the distraction.
Stephen A. Smith, you letting solitaire cash distract you during the game?
No, man, you got it all wrong. The game is trying to distract me from solitaire. See? If you want to win the first ever World Solitaire Championship in Miami, you can't let anything distract you.
You can't let morals distract you. You can't let the Epstein client list distract you. Stephen A. Smith, he's got a Friday night. It's going to be expensive.
Your big day? Distraction.
Gardening. Distraction.
Bro, what is that? How did this make Final Cut? Look at the chainsaw. What are we doing here? Do better.
Action. Sleep. Distraction. Yoga class.
Good for your back.
But still, a distraction.
Pain.
Distraction. Safety. Distraction.
Wait, did they just do a I'm texting and driving like mock thing right here. Stephen A. Smith is driving a bot. Y'all thought that was a good idea to make driving seem like it was a distraction and you get in a crash? That's worth solitaire cash? Now, the humiliation doesn't stop there. Stephen A. Smith, I guess, had a multi-post deal of some kind because they ran a campaign called Beat Steven, where you'd play solitaire against Steven, and they had a bunch of other influencers post comments about it with the preface, #ad. Obviously, you have to say that if you're paid. So all these celebrities jump in. They're all paid to go ahead and push Stephen A. Smith's solitaire cash game. I mean, it's so embarrassing, guys. Now, that is all before knowing the lawsuit that is behind all of this and the thing you should all know about. So that's all kind of weird, kind of like, why do you need the money? Kind of strange, kind of stupid that you tried to leverage your controversy to squeeze out a few gambling bucks. But that pales in comparison to the real backstory here, okay? Because Solitaire Cash, their parent company or their operator, Papaya Gaming, was actually sued, their defendants, in an ongoing lawsuit about them using bots to rig games while literally not telling anybody. And that's the company that is being pushed by Stephen A. Smith. By the way, funny thing is, the NBA just got in trouble for rigging games, right? Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups, they kind of just had this scandal. Everyone's like worried about rigged games. And then your choice is to partner with these guys? Now,
hey, it's kind of funny to a person who practice in morality, who has some sort of moral compass. Like, yeah, you kind of want to stay away from that type of engagement, especially what just happened throughout the NBA. That's a pretty big thing. But no, that means nothing to people like Sucker Ass Smith. No, you're not going to let some sort of lawsuit from this company that you're working with get in your way. You're not going to let some sort of gambling scandals that's a big conversation right now get in your way to make a couple of more zeros on that check. No, you got money to make. This is America, right? Who cares about that?
Let me say right up front, this is all still working its way through the court. So far, these are allegations, but this is a recent opinion and order where the court makes some pretty astonishing statements. They say specifically, it is undisputed that Papaya used bots in its games from 2019 until at least November 2023. Papaya employed two types of bots, liquidity bots and tailored bots. Liquidity bots were basically to make the matchmaking faster, but the worst part was tailored bots, which were used to create a predetermined outcome in the game, which is literally like the opposite of a skill-based game, a skill-based gambling game where, quote, it required controlling the scores of the players in these sessions. Papaya wants to guarantee a specific outcome, win, lose, specific rank to the user in the tournament to control the outcome. All players in a tailored instance outside of the receiving player were bots. And Papaya's customers inquired about this during that time, whether they're playing against other human beings or against a computer or bot. Papaya's responses generally emphasized it matched players with similar skill levels and assured complaining customers over 200 times, we do not use bots. Except, oops, they actually did use bots, at least according to this opinion and order. The court says it's undisputed. Now, I should be clear that Papaya Gaming currently denies they use bots today, except in like tutorial type situations. Nevertheless, you're pushing a game for betting, which has a scandal for rigging games, while professional sports is already in a scandal for rigging games. Just the amount of I do not care, I just want more money is so palpable here. It's incredible. Now, I'm sure Stephen A. Smith would say, hey, look, it doesn't affect my Friday night. Whether you get addicted to my gambling app over here, not going to affect Stephen A. Smith. If Papaya's using bots, they're not using bots. The games are real. The games are rigged. Doesn't matter to him. Now, I do want to actually talk about the actual probability of you making money because the big thing they push on this app is the idea that this is a side hustle. You can make money, you can be consistent. And there was actually a good media piece on this where they talked to somebody who has actually done this for about a year, played the game, and they talk about how much money they made.
Real money off Solitaire Cash.
Solitaire Cash, yeah, I get all my money for like shopping and going out.
It looked so easy. Like all you have to do is play a game that everybody knows.
She played up to 6 hours a day for more than a year, documenting the whole experience.
And how much money did you make?
Yeah, I made $100.
$100 after playing for a year. You know who made a little bit more money than that? Stephen A. Smith. Anyways, that's basically it. I'll link the lawsuit below.
Hey, once again, I am glad I'm not the only one that can see through sucker ass Smith and say, hey, this guy right here is a joke, is a opportunist by every sense of the definition. And of course, I normally wouldn't care about these types of stories. Don't care. If people want to be that scandalous, go ahead, do what you got to do. This is America. This is what they built this country for. But Stephen A. Smith is constantly trying to shove his big ass forehead into this political arena. He's taking up all the space. That forehead, that 5 head is taking up all the space. We ain't got no room to breathe over here. And that's a problem. Politics is already screwed up in America, and it's already screwing up other countries around the world. We don't need someone like Stephen A. Smith to force his 5 head into everybody's business just so he can make an extra couple of dollars. That, ladies and gentlemen, right there is a political grifter. That's simple.
Let's see how you do under pressure. Yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Yeah. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra.